thank you for those kind words. And, you know, one of the great things about being here this evening, from sharing the evening with Jim and Gary and Jerry, is to learn. And I'm learning so much. So I'm going to get off of here real fast. I'm going to go back, sit back down and learn some more. Thank you so much to the AMA for this, to all of my IBM colleagues, and so many of you are here tonight. I really appreciate that, including our new CMO, Michelle Peluso, who joined us last fall. Fabulous leader, well beyond marketing, making a huge impact on the company. Of course, our great partners, so many, and I'll talk about our partners in a moment. And my family, Jim, you really set the press stage here from saluting them. I don't have a picture of my family, thanks a lot. But my wife, Shigami, daughter, Chloe, her husband, Phil, my son, Cullen, and my sister, Lori and Brian, who flew in from California, didn't know that. Lori, my big sister, Lori, she came in here and looked around and saw all our photographs. She says, wow, look how big your head is. Yeah. Well, marketing is about to get its wish, and I hope we're ready for what's coming here. Whether you're calling it personalized marketing or one-to-one marketing or marketing to a market of one, it's arriving in full force. Technology is enabling it, but I'm not going to talk about Watson and technology. Technology may be making it possible, but our behavior as companies will determine where the customers will permit it. It's amazing what consumers and individuals and citizens are allowing us to know about them. Everything they do on the internet, their movements in the real world, where they walk, where they drive, how they sleep, their exercise. We know what they're buying, we know what they're listening to, we know what we're watching, we know who they influence and who influences them. Why? Why? Fair trade. See, as long as we provide convenience, they're going to give us a little privacy for service, a little privacy for value. And as long as we deliver on that promise of value and service, as long as we are responsible with their data, transparent, then they're probably going to let us continue to know everything about them and even more. In fact, they'll come to expect it. But at the same time, this capability that we have to know them as unique individuals and to watch them 24 hours a day, they are watching us through all those lenses too, 24 hours a day. They see us not only through our products and services and our carefully designed touch points, they see us as we truly are. They see how we treat every customer. They see how we treat our employees, our suppliers, the planet. They see our positions that we take or don't take on policy and social issues, and it all matters to them. It all matters to them. And for that, I actually am grateful that, for me, the foundations of my career were in corporate communications, and I had to deal with and got to deal with all manner of issues, some of them quite challenging. And I learned from those years that what we're really marketing is the corporation. And while the customer is number one, we also have so many others who make decisions and choices to work for us or to invest in us or to allow us to operate in their communities. That's what we're really marketing. And that brings me to something that Seth talked about a few times, and that's not my character, but the character of our companies. I think that really is the secret here, and it probably always has been. Companies with distinctive character, and I don't mean ethics and behavior that complies with the law. I'm talking about distinctive and unique character, what makes them special, makes them worthy of admiration. That's character, in my opinion. You know, companies like that who are so sure about their ethos and what they stand for, their brands are merely byproducts of that. And their brands, in my opinion, become adjectives. They modify the thing that they choose to touch. You know, of course, Apple and Nike and Disney and Virgin. You put those brands next to a product or an experience or a category, and the thing is transformed. Apple transforms what it means to be a phone or music or a watch. In fact, if I said behind this curtain here, there's the Apple car, and I asked each of us to describe that before we saw, how close do you think we're going to come? We're going to come very close. And the same goes for Nike transforming golf and CrossFit and the next thing and the next thing. The Nike-ness of a company, the Apple-ness of a company, the virginness, I didn't say virginity, of a company, that gets transferred. It transforms the thing that they choose to move to next. It's very powerful. I'd like to think that IBM is that kind of a company and that kind of a brand, IBM-ness. And that comes from our character and our sense of what we do and have always done in the world. At our best, IBM transforms technology and business, and at our very best, IBM transforms our clients. In the day, do you know what they called the data center? The glass house. Why? Well, because the IBM machines were in rooms and the clients wanted the walls to be made of glass. Why? It's not because of the air conditioning. It's because they wanted people to see their investment in this technology. And they brought people proudly to see the IBM machines humming away in their data centers. Why? Because they were symbols about them that would confer upon them modernity and progress and innovation. I'd like to believe that Watson today is becoming like that. We were so proud that H&R Block some months ago approached us and said we'd like to run a Super Bowl ad about our work with IBM, with Watson. I says, why? And it was very simple. He says, because Watson will change how people think about our brand. And we were so proud of that. Our character as a business, as you saw in that video, compels us to keep moving to the future. And you know how many times IBM has changed what we've done here. We don't like commodity spaces. We're always moving to new technology and new ideas. And so at IBM, the work of marketing is to bring to the world ideas and technologies that by definition few people have ever heard of. And therefore, at its core, the work of marketing at IBM, and this might surprise you, is education. I do not mean dry and pedantic education. I mean education that opens your eyes. I mean education that inspires you and that changes your life, like a great teacher who changed what you chose to do with your life. I mean a book you've read or a TED Talk you listened to that changed your worldview, that kind of education. And at our best marketing has been that kind of education. The Eero Saarinen designed presence of IBM at the World's Fair in 1964, the Powers of 10 film by Charles and Ray Eames, which we still watch with awe and respect. Those were investments made by my company. Keith Yamashita, who's not here tonight because he's ill, he opened my eyes to the power of great education and that it's possible to delight and inspire millions of people with the gift of knowledge. And in that regard, Keith is a genius. And I do believe that eBusiness and Smarter Planet and Watson today, that work aspires to be like that. Personally, I like long-form copy. I read essays, I read opinion pieces, I even watch really good commencement speeches and study how they're constructed. But I'm not like everybody else. Ogilvy and Mather has been an ideal partner because they take this brainy stuff from IBM and they bring to it craft, artistry, wit, humanity, and that conversation that we've had with the world since the 1990s, you see Ogilvy's fingerprints all over this work. When we partnered with Ogilvy in 1994, the company was in existential crisis, and some of the brand firms out there calculated that the IBM brand had negative brand value. I don't even know how that's possible, but we had negative brand value. How would you like to win that account? But Shelley did. Shelley Lazarus, who is an inductee of the Hall of Fame here, and the work that Shelley and her team, Lou Aversano, Susan, the current team, Steve, Jeff, so many others, partnered with Ann and her team. Amazing work. And I have to say a word about Chris Wall, who sadly passed away a few days ago. Chris loved IBM, and he intuitively got our character. And to the degree to which we had some disagreements in the work, it was always over whether the work was true to the character. And a lot of the work that we revere today was Chris's. Finally, character is behavior and behavior is culture, and that's why I believe that the greatest investment we can make in the IBM brand is in the IBMer. This is a fundamental aspect of our company because it's the primary way that our character is embodied, and that is in our people, the IBMer. We make a lot of choices about our culture, about who we hire, recruit, promote, our rituals, the intangibles of behavior, what we celebrate, what we will not tolerate. This is not the traditional work of marketing, but it's important if you believe that culture is brand, and we believe it. No one at IBM has advocated this more than Mike Wing, who has been my partner, collaborator. Mike is known informally as our author-in-chief, and when he's not busy trying to impose his personal politics on IBM, his work lifts the IQ of IBMers everywhere. And I'm very grateful for that. I'll let you in a little secret. The brand of Watson was conceived entirely and stewarded with the idea that Watson is an IBMer. And a little geeky, earnest, missing some EQ, but intelligent, always learning and ready to help you. Maintaining fidelity to our corporate character is never-ending work. And it's very important, and that's what we do. It's what we do in marketing at IBM. It's what we do as IBM, reinvent the company for the future, and that work continues under Jenny. So the character of our companies, it's how we build great companies and great brands. It will not only protect us in this world of transparency, but it will be an advantage. In this world of transparency, we will not fear it. In fact, we'll welcome it. So thank you so much for this honor. Appreciate it very much.